What's going on? What's happening? You know what time it is. You either get right or you get left. It's time for the cage. Hey, man, we got our country cousins stopping through tonight. So y'all sit back, relax, hit that like and subscribe button, man. We got you covered. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's happening? Hey, let's go ahead and get to it, man. No more debating. Let's go ahead and pull him up. We got one of our guys in the building tonight. We got Coach Cam in the building. What's happening? I see you already starting your shenanigans already. Here you go. But we got to bring in our country cousins, as we would say. They're from the other side of the tracks or whatnot. But again, like Goody Mo B say, man, we up in here. We wearing black tonight. My boy's not wearing it, but you know what? People don't dance no more, so we gonna bring him in on this.
Black people don't dance no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. All they do is this. Touch two, baby.
What's happening, Smitty?
What's good, fam?
Hey, man, we gotta cut up a little bit, man. You know how it go. What's happening with you?
That much, man. Still trying to maintain.
Hey, man, like they say, like the G-Mo-B say, they don't dance no more. All we do is this. We done dancing. It's time to get these dubs this year.
Facts.
Man, thank you for coming through, my boy.
No doubt. I got you.
Always, you know, short notice, but you know what? You slid on in as the professional that you are. So we got you on this, man. We might have some other guests coming through, but let's go ahead and get this thing right. So let's start this off, man. Time waits for no man, as y'all can see. The Falcons training camp starts very, very soon. So now that we have this going, let's go ahead and talk about the first topic. We have the Falcons wide receiver depth chart. Pretty much Zacchaeus, Branch, Drake, and then you have Jaheim Dotson. So when you look at this room at this point, how do you feel that this team is actually going to get a little bit better when it comes to receiving this year? And do you think we're going to be able to have success with Dotson, even though he's had prior injuries? Do you think we get that Washington Dotson?
Honestly, I think we get that Penn State Dotson, the one that I scouted coming out of Penn State. And the reason why I say that, and I've been saying it for a couple of months, and I actually predicted that the Falcon would look at him because he had really got a fair chance in those first two stops. In Washington, you had McLaren, you had who was the tight end? I think it was Ertz at the time. So, you know, he got tossed out of Washington, got traded to Philadelphia. They already had A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So, you know, he was a third or fourth wheel because you got to remember Dallas Goedert is there as well. And he may have, the same problems in Atlanta, but the thing about it, I think they'll be creative in using him, especially in the screen game, especially, short yardage. So I think Matt Ryan's seen a vision as far as Taylor Gabriel in 2016, and I think he's going to use him in such a role. And, in such a role that I think it could work for the Falcons. But I think it could work. And I actually think they added enough speed for this offense to stretch the field just a little bit more, which is going to make Bijan even more dangerous. So, I love it.
Okay. Coach, what you got on this one, man?
I'm gonna save my criticism for later on in the season. What I'm gonna say right now is the wide receiver room is unproven. Jahan Dotson hasn't done much again because you said because of all the injuries and him being bumped around and everything like that. And when we had OZ, he really didn't show much. And then when he went to Washington, he didn't show much. And then we got Branch coming in as the unheralded rookie. We don't know what he's going to produce in the NFL just yet, even though he looks good in t-shirt and shorts right now. We have to see him in game time action to really see what he can do against NFL caliber talent. Right. And has Drake improved from last year to this year with his separation getting off the line? That was my biggest criticism for him last year and the year before that. And I want to see, did he take any steps to progress in being a legitimate number one receiver in the NFL? So I'm gonna say we're unproven. I would love to see this wide receiver core take the next step to alleviate a lot of touches off of Brian Robinson and Bijan. But again, as of right now, we just don't know. And then we don't know exactly what Stefanski is how he's gonna put them in position to succeed. So I would just say we're improving right now, but I would love to see them take that step to be a legitimate force this season.
Understood. I look at it like this, man. When you really look at what we've seen with this wide receiver room, I think we've had some improvement in here. When you talk about speed, you talk about being able to have guys that can just go get the football. This also makes it easier for Kyle Pitts to be able to finally open up in this system, because it's tight end friendly, of course. You have Austin Hooper, who's definitely a guy that can also help open this thing up as well. But you also have to account for the fact that you still got Chris Blair in the building. You still have Drummond in the building. You still have guys where we have depth at the wide receiver position that we didn't have at one point. So now, even if, knock on wood, if somebody was to go down or whatnot, you have guys that have NFL experience and actually have starting experience on this roster. So that literally helps Tua out or Michael Penix Jr. out when it comes to these guys being able to stretch the field, stretch a defense, be able to move the ball methodically down the field this season. And again, it opens it up for the tight ends at this point. So you pick your poison, and don't forget about Bijan coming out of that backfield. That is something else that you have to account for as well. So again, I think the wide receiver core to me is fine. But here's the other thing that we've been hearing. Rumors. Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, and then you got Mims that's coming out of Denver. With all these receivers that you're hearing the rumors about, if you're able to trade away the weak link of our secondary, I'm not going. He remains nameless on this show, but he wears number 21.
You ain't got to remain. He ain't got to remain that name. We know who he is. Come on, man.
Bro.
Yeah, we know who he is.
Hey, no. Look, I was trying. Look, see, y'all about to make me become bad today. See, I'm in a good mood. I got my cousin up, my country cousin up here, my distant cousin, and then I got my misguided brother that's
we call it like we see it, bro. We call it like we see it. We call it like we see it. Come on now.
Tell the truth, tell the devil. Man.
All right. If you trade Mike away at this point, you have a chance to bring in, let's be honest, a Mims out of Denver, a guy that's proven. Yes, he's
had receiver. Yep.
Yes, he had a little drop season, had injuries here and there, but Mims was a dangerous receiver when he came out of Baylor. So he still has the capabilities of being able to hurt a defense and be a great depth piece and not have the responsibilities on his shoulders as he has had in Denver. Would you mind adding that piece for trading Mike Hughes at this point?
No, do it. I don't care who you bring in. Bring in someone that has some notoriety behind their name. Because if you look at what Mims did with Cortland Sutton, he actually made Cortland Sutton better because he was a pure route runner, which allowed Cortland Sutton to really feed off of just running the 9 route. Because that's really how he made his name. if you get
I
Tyreek,
agree.
if you get Tyreek, he's a guy that's going to take the top off. He's not going to run a whole bunch of routes. So he's either going to run a 9 or he's going to run a slant. That's really what he's
How's
going to
that
get the ball.
leg? Here's the question. I want to ask Smitty this. How was the leg? Because remember, he had a compound fracture. He broke both bones in his leg, fibula and tibula, ladies and gentlemen.
And
the question is,
yeah.
How the hell do you come back from an injury like that and you're at a skill position? We've seen 3 quarterbacks or whatnot have that injury. Dak Prescott is one who came back from it. He's come back from it. Alex Smith didn't have that great of luck coming back, and neither did Joe Theismann. So the question is this: how do you, at a skill position, and you rely on your legs and your speed and your cutting ability to be able to open things up? Smitty, how do you feel Tyreek Hill would be able to come back from that, or do you think he'd be able to?
Well, good news. He's back running already, and that's to me is a miracle. But I think only time will tell. One positive thing or 2 positive things, they may get him for a nice price, and having the weapon that we have already, it could take some pressure off of him and give him time, to get all the way 100%. But what kind of impact does he make, and how far along in the season do we get before the impact is felt? That's the thing. But like I said, I've seen videos of him running already and working out, and it's a struggle. Don't get me wrong. But what he brings to this team, like you said, you can take the top off the defense. But I think when he's most deadly, just run out to the catch period. I mean, even if he has a compound fracture in that leg, he's still going to at the least going to run a 4.4 because we clocked him at 4.2. So he's not going to drop no further than 4.4, no matter what, injury he has. But does he have the strength, mentally to keep going? That's the biggest question, because we always talk about ACL injuries, and, we talk about it with Penix. We see he's mentally strong right now. He's ready to go. So where does Tyreek Hill stand? We can get him for a good price, and he can help us, in the back end of the schedule when the schedule gets tough or when we're going on a run. I go for it. But right now, it's a question mark. But he would add, he would be a nice piece. And I think he would pretty much make Kyle and Drake a little bit more dangerous in the red zone.
I agree. And Cam, and lastly, before we get off this topic, because we got a couple of things we're going to cover today, but when you also look at the production, what's up to Savannah Swag? He just posed the question talking about Penix. Right now, you still got to get Penix into 707s at this point. 11 on 11 at this point. Right. He's still not there. So a lot of people are holding out, and I understand, and there's nothing wrong with being able to hold out for a guy that you want to be here, but you got to remember they brought in another quarterback just in case he wasn't ready. So far, he has not been ready yet. Not saying that he won't be ready by the middle of the season or sometime then, but right now, as it's looking, they're pretty much going off what these doctors are saying. How do you feel this wide receiving core will be able to transition between Penix and Tua, because they're both left-handed quarterbacks, and one is more of a timing passer, and then you have one that's a guy that just has a howitzer for a rifle as an arm. What do you think is going to be the difference with those guys?
You actually took my point, because like you said, one is more of a finesse passer, one is a Michael Vick. He's gonna get it in there in half a second. So it's really more so about the guys just getting comfortable with both of them, and really putting that time in. Because again, if you see some of the greatest wide receiver quarterback duels in the history of the NFL, they spend countless of hours running routes and catching footballs. So is our wide receiver core going to actually put the time in with Michael Penix or even Tua or even the backup? It's all about time and dedication in the position. If they're going to take that leap, they're going to have to do the work. And in the past seasons, we have not seen our receivers do the work. They've been weak at the line of scrimmage. They've been weak on holding on to the football. It's just been bad all the way around. So this would be the year that they would really have to step up outside of Drake London. they would really have to step up and do their jobs and be held accountable, unlike we've done in the past.
Agreed. So
I agree.
go ahead, Smitty. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I agree with Coach said, man. It's all about timing and getting in rhythm. And I think honestly, that's really going to depend on what Tommy Reese calls. You got to go back to Alex Van Pelt as well. He's got to make sure both guys are, in sync with the receivers and the tight ends, just period. But I would get an edge to Tua only because he's been in the league longer and his timing is just impeccable. Career nearly 70% completion percentage. So I think Tua, and they added more speed, which is why I would, take Tua, and that's why I think Tua fits a little bit better. But you talk about that gun with Penix, that fits Drake a little bit better, and that fits Kyle a little bit better. The position, the possession guys. But when you talk about speed, the finesse, that what fits them best with Tua. So I think the quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator and A-Strand, all those guys just got to be a collective and just make sure both of those guys stay on the same page. And I think that's going to be the biggest difference out of both of them. It's just all about rhythm and timing.
Agreed. So I say, man, in that sense, man, wide receiver core, I think we're good with. But when you look at it, one of the biggest things that's going to be a tough test for this Falcons team is with that wide receiver core. As you can see, we got Branch up here, is going against the Baltimore Ravens this year. They still have a tough team, regardless of what their playoff situation has been with Lamar Jackson and company. They have an all-around ball club that does perform well under the bright lights on Sunday nights normally. And Lamar likes the primetime games. In this situation, I think that this would be the toughest game for the Falcons. Yeah, we got a tough schedule. Don't get it twisted. But I think this is going to be the toughest because they can hurt you on either side of the ball, whether it's with Derrick Henry, whether it's with Lamar Jackson. And then you look at it on the defensive side, you got Roquan Smith. You pretty much have another Westlake High School alumni playing on the other side of the corner, which we should have drafted. I said that on draft day a long time ago, but we passed on him. But shout out to the kid. He's doing his thing over there. And then you also got to deal with a former Georgia safety by the name of Malachi Starks, who's a solid player. So when we look at it, San Francisco is still who they are. I think we can beat them because they have too many people that's aging out and a lot of guys coming back off injury. I think we could take that. We showed that we could play with Kansas City when we didn't have all of our pieces in the regular season. And now that we have a pass rush, I'll be honest with you. I think the team that we match up well with is Baltimore, but I think it's going to be tough because you're dealing with that animal we call Derrick Henry. Coach, I'm going to let you start this one. How do you feel about this matchup coming up this season when we talk about one of the toughest matchups of the year?
I love it. To be honest, I feel like this team is set to fight the heavyweights without having to give up a whole bunch to do it. The biggest thing for us is last year we got gashed in the run. We will have to figure that out this year, especially with that two-headed monster in Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. But I also feel like with Todd Monken being gone, I feel like that takes away a lot of what they love to do. But defensively, it's just where do you find your openings? Because that Baltimore defense it's lockdown across the board. They have an amazing pass rush. They have an amazing front seven, and that back end is incredible. So where do you find the mistakes and where do you find your mismatches throughout the game? Because at times you're going to have to depend on Bijan more than everybody else just to move the ball a little bit. But when you do get the opportunity to throw, are you going to be able to protect Michael Penix or Tua? And two, are the receivers going to make themselves big enough to be a factor in the game? Because again, when we try to throw the ball, our receivers shrink or they don't show up, like Kyle Pitts. Again, one of the biggest guys, the highest draft pick for a tight end. And again, he's been so inconsistent that it's hard for me to really say he's going to be the guy to take the next step because he hasn't shown it. So is this the year that he actually takes that leap and says, you know what, I'm the guy, and everyone's going to follow my lead? That's what we're going to
Mhm.
need from him.
And Smitty, in your opinion, what do you think? Because we're like, yeah, and we just had a comment from Solomon. Shout out to Solomon. And he talked about, yeah, we did say that for the Rams and the Bills last year, but the difference with this team here is for some reason the Falcons struggle with AFC North teams. We have a
Yeah.
history of that. A history of that. So it's I get what you're saying, Solomon, but I look at the track record. We don't do well against AFC North teams. We just don't. But
Yeah.
I think we could possibly do something this year, though, because we have more weapons and we have somebody who coached in the AFC North for a period of time. So I
Right.
think that might be critical as well. But in your opinion, Smitty, how do you think that this Falcons offense can attack this Baltimore defense that has always been stingy, even from the days of Ray Lewis and rest in peace to Big Goot Saragusa as well.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
stingy since those days.
Yeah. Shout out to Sylvester Williams as well.
Respect.
Look, I think this game is going to be the unsung heroes. And I get the defense in a second. We talk about Lamar Jackson. We talk about Derrick Henry. But one guy that constantly shows up that can break a big play that nobody talks about is Justice Hill, the running back. You talk about a guy that can catch the ball at the backfield or beat you on kick or punt return. He can just do it all. He could be the deciding factor on offense. I just had to throw that there because I know about Rashawn Bateman. I know about Zay Flowers. I know about all those guys. They lost Isaiah Likely to the Giants. They lost Isaiah Likely to the Giants. Then you have Mark Andrews still there. So his weapons are still there. But Justice Hill is one of those guys that I always say that he can open up, bust a game wide open. We saw it a couple times last year. But let's switch to defenses where I think this is game going to be the toughest. And the reason why I think it's going to be the toughest part, you talk about Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Marlon Humphrey,
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith at linebacker. I could just keep going. Trey Hendrickson just got there. So, man.
Oh, remember, it's a player that a lot of people wanted. That we took Jalen Walker and JPJ first. Remember, there was the edge rusher by the name, what was his name? Mr. Green?
Yeah, this guy named named from Marshall named Mike Green. Yeah,
Mike Green.
Yeah. But you gotta think Travis Jones is still there, Calais Campbell is coming back, John Jenkins, the veteran, is there. So the way that you beat an aggressive team like this, you gotta get the play action going early. And that's what Kevin Stefanski is going to specialize at. If you can get the run game going just a little bit early with both of the Robinson boys and open up the game just a little bit, this is the only way you're going to beat them, because I think their weakness is in that secondary. Awuzie. That's their weak link. Yes, that's their weak link. I know Marlon Humphrey's a veteran. He's been around for a while. But if you can get in front of that corner there and get that run out to the catch, which I said is so important, I think that's the only way you're going to beat the Ravens. You just got to keep them off balance on defense. If you can do that, you have a chance. But with what they've retooled themselves with, I think this team is going to be a Super Bowl contending team. And this will be a yard marker as to where you're at as a team once you play them. If you play them strong enough and make this game a competitive game, we are going to know exactly where the Falcons are at that point. So this could be a turning point game. And what I mean by that, if we find a way to win this game, this could be one of those things that catapult us straight to the playoffs. If we play close and lose, hey, we got confidence. We played one of the best teams in the NFL. Hey, we can keep this thing going. But if we get blown out, hey, it could another mental note. Hey, we're not there yet. So what we going to do next week? So, I mean, jump out to a quick lead on this defense and make them play from behind. We know Lamar Jackson had trouble with that in the past. So my thing is, if you can get out to a quick lead on this defense, you got a great chance. And one thing that I didn't throw out there, young guy, Zion Young, one guy I was looking at the whole entire draft. He coming. He coming. He just got to warm up, but he coming.
Man, if you really think about it, I tell people all the time, one of the things that you have to also look at, Kevin Stefanski's beaten Baltimore before.
Facts.
So he knows what pieces that they have over on that defense and what they have on the offense. He's seen it. So at this point, the best thing that we can do right now is lean on a guy that's got knowledge of that division, because got to remember, we got Pittsburgh week 1. And speaking of that, man, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Speaking of Pittsburgh, we got a little something we're going to put out. So for the folks that are tuning in from my guy Smitty's Sports Machine, we appreciate y'all coming through and tapping in with the BirdCage, but we got a little something that we got for you. So y'all stay tuned real quick. The BirdCage LLC looks to do it again. We got the Falcon Steelers watch party September the 13th, 2026. What location do you say? At Dave & Buster's in Marietta, Georgia.
Now hand me about 4 or 5 little biscuits. I sure am hungry.
On the game day menu, there will be sliders, wings, fries, bottomless non-alcoholic drinks, but we also have a cash bar for those who want to get their drink on, and also we have a full-fledged menu with waiters and waitresses that are going to take your orders. Also, we have on the ones and twos DJ Swats in the building. We're going to have former ball players to come through to the party. Your ticket also registers you for a raffle giveaway. Hey, we got to hit this thing hard like we hit the Saints. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, man. You know how we get down. Like we say, you either get right or you get left. We pretty much got you covered in this thing here. Tap in with us for this party. Smitty will be there. Y'all might want to get there before he get there, because he already said he getting ready to try to steal all the wings. Don't laugh. You know I'm not lying, Smitty.
I gotta have them, man. I gotta have them. Yeah, y'all better get there
early. Ready to try to steal all the damn chicken. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all ticket and get in the front of the line.
I just bought a platter. I just bought a platter, man. That's all you need to know.
Oh, you bought the platter?
I bought a platter.
Hey, man. That's all we can say is just hold up. You buying platters now.
Yeah, I got my platter ready.
Yes, sir. But anywho, let's get to this next topic. Coach Cam's taking a quick break real quick, and he's right back with us. But let's talk about it. The gift that keeps on giving. We got Mr. Matthew Ryan as the president, and you look at everything that he's starting to bring to this team, and it's not just, how can I put it, Smitty and Cam, it's not just the fact that he's in the front office. He actually is on the field helping these guys offensively right now. Teaching guys, even though he has a front office position, I'm gonna be honest with you. I figured he was gonna get hands on, but I didn't think he was gonna pretty much, hey, sweats, t-shirt, hey, he's throwing the ball around with these guys, teaching them things. What type of impact do you guys think that this is really gonna have on this offense with a Falcons legend, former MVP, by the way, for those who forgot, helping this offense out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I keep it simple. I said it earlier. He's doing what he knows, it takes to win in the NFL. Appreciate you, Solomon. If you look at 2016, 2012, pretty much the same makeup. You had a 2-back system, you had a speed guy, you had a possession guy, and you just had a guy that could take the top off the defense. So what he's done is gone out and he's found those elements, and he's put together an offensive line that I think is going to be solid and more solid than people think. And just like Red said, you got to think too. The coaching staff. This is, to me, the most important part, because with Mike Smith, I think who was the offensive coordinator with Mike Smith? I think it was George Knapp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Greg Knapp.
Greg Knapp. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to him. And what did he do best? Run the football. Then you look at Mike Turner. Mike Turner was a beast at running back, and then 2016 you had the Freeman Tevin Coleman connection. So I'm telling you, he just picking and choosing from the good teams that he's had. Remember at one point, and this team kind of reminds me of that. He had Roddy, he had Julio, and he had Tony Gonzalez and Mike Turner. So just think about that. And don't forget, right. So he's pretty much just pulling up from the past what he knows best and what he knows it takes to win. And that's a good thing. And this is why he was perfect for the job. He was there during the most winning years of this franchise history. So it only made sense.
It's funny that you would say the 2016 team, Smitty, because this team reminds me of '98. Because
I said that too,
team,
Coach. Especially
Okay.
on the defense.
and
Especially
the
on the
reason,
defense.
and the reason,
Yeah, go ahead.
and the reason why I'm saying that is because the way that the team is being built, right? There's a lot of questions about whether they're going to mesh or play well. But what I'm seeing, and the one thing that me and Ryan have talked about consistently is bringing in guys that have been around the franchise, that have won games for this franchise, take that knowledge that you have and put it back into the franchise that you know. And I feel like that's been one of the biggest things that this team has been missing, is because we don't have those stars of the past that will come back and give that knowledge to these younger guys. And then I also feel like we didn't have guys who wanted to sit under the tutelage of guys like a Julio Jones or a Roddy Wright or a Coach Terrence Mathis. Like
Mathis,
we have these people around the city, and we're not bringing, let them learn from them to pick up little tips and tricks. When you look at franchises like Pittsburgh and Dallas and San Francisco, they always bring back their players and teach those guys to show them, this is what I did to be better. This is how I learned how to kind of figure out people in front of me, whatever. So the fact that Matt Ryan is bringing these guys back to Atlanta, the fact that he's on the field showing guys how to just dissect defenses from a actual MVP's eyes, who is one of the winningest quarterbacks in our franchise, like, it's a huge thing. So when you have someone like that who's willing to give his body and his time, on top of having to go out and try to, recruit and all this other stuff, it lets you know that he truly cares. And and we needed that. And that's something that we haven't had in Atlanta for a long, long time.
Cam, hold up.
And Coach,
we got a little something. Somebody paying for your damn wings right now, Smitty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll let you read this because somebody putting money in your collection plate right now.
I got you. Thank you for the donation, Eric. Truly appreciate it, my guy. But I want to add one point to coach's his points. And I talked about this to Chuck Smith. I talked about this to Terrence Mathis. One thing that I think that Matt Ryan got right that a lot of people mad about. Remember on that 98 team when they brought in Chris Chandler, I think the year before they made the Super Bowl. He was the perfect game manager for this team. He made the necessary throws when he needed to. And two, it's that same type quarterback, accurate, can put the ball on point. And people mad about it. But if you think about what Chris Chandler did in those 4 years or 5 years in Atlanta, it was one of the best stretches outside of Matt Ryan and Steve Bartkowski. But people don't want to talk about that. But I'm just saying it could be a sleeper. But let me answer this question right quick. Eric, thank you for the donation. Like I said, my brother, and y'all continue to drop them super chats. Drop them on the BirdCage as well. Please shout out, hook my boy Ryan up. He said, I think Tua will win a quarterback competition. He's more proven and experienced than Eric. I've said that 1,000 times. Matt Ryan brought Tua to Atlanta. He has no allegiance to Penix. We will shot the NFL this year, and that's what I've been saying, man. People mad, but you just got to know experience matters in this time, especially with a win-now team, just like I keep telling y'all. Y'all keep talking about we're going to get one of the best quarterbacks if we don't have a winning record next year. No. We're going to go out and get a proven veteran or a guy that can take us to that next level, and we will draft Jake Matthews' replacement. And because that's the most important position when you're protecting your franchise quarterback. Just keep it real, y'all. I'm just saying.
I got something for you. Hold on. I got to pull some receipts real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, because I know you got them. I know you got them.
Yeah, I got them all. I got something for you.
I know you got them.
And this is my thing. No, I wasn't the biggest guy on Tua coming here because of his injury history and things of that sort. But I'm gonna give y'all a little something. I'll give you 3 quarterbacks that literally turn franchises around and turn their careers around when they got a new scene. Doug Williams was a first-round pick, for those who don't know, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Started with the Tampa Bay Bucks, took them to their first NFC championship game, and lost to the Philadelphia. I'm sorry, lost to the LA Rams in 79. Then you go with Jim Plunkett, a guy that was a Heisman Trophy winner that was a bust in New England and San Francisco, goes to the Raiders, wins 2 Super Bowls. Sam Darnold, as of late, had to bring the history, and I'm just doing a little short history for you. Sam Darnold been passed around more times than a blunt in the Snoop Dogg video. This man slid to the West Coast where the green is nice. Where the green is nice. Not just the green that you
Smoke weed every day.
You also got that green or whatnot. That's that Seattle green, and he got that bread for taking them to a Super Bowl and winning it. And remember, he went 14-2 with the Vikings. 14-2 with the Vikings.
Let me add to this history lesson.
Go right ahead, my boy.
For y'all that don't remember, this guy named Jeff Hotstell in 1991. Phil Simms went out with an injury, could not play anymore. He won Super Bowl with a 35-year-old running back named Otis Anderson, who was a former MVP in the league. Think about that. So, I mean, age don't mean nothing. Coaching means everything. Who was the coach on that team? Bill Parcells. Who was his understudy? Bill Belichick. Just think about that.
It's a couple of them that was on that team, Smitty. Tom Coughlin was on that team.
Tom Coughlin was another one, right?
Yes, like that team was loaded.
Right.
And think about it. The craziest game plan that you heard, we gonna play this as ball control. We gonna feed OJ in this game. And we're just gonna pretty much let Thurman Thomas have his way. And the defense got pissed about it, but you see what happened at the end. That was the start of Buffalo losing 4 straight.
And Otis Anderson, they had a drive over 9 minutes in that game.
Again, being able to run the football like that, you don't see that no more. And again, if you look at our backfield, you got Robinson in the back. Robinson and Robinson. You got Cam and you got Bijan. So when you look at that, you should be able to sustain that and take the pressure off of a quarterback that has had injury issues throughout their careers. Period. So I can't argue that. But
just like that 98 team. Just like that 98 team as well.
Facts.
Built on the run. Jamal Adams over 1,800 yards. Double D. I think he had 15 touchdowns that year, 14, 15.
Yeah, Jam had a hell of a year.
I mean, that's a recipe for a win. That would
facts.
Yeah, facts.
Hey man, you got somebody else that's sent you. Hey, y'all sitting here putting all this money on this man chicken or whatnot. Hey, cash it in. Smitty.
Hey man, that just mean I can get extra blue cheese sauce. That's all it means. Solomon, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, do you all feel that Michael Penix? Yeah, he said, do y'all feel that Michael Penix will be ready for camp and can beat out Tua for the starting quarterback position? I do feel like that is best for the organization for Penix to start. Well, no, I stick to what I said. You know me, Solomon. You've been following me for a long time. No, I don't think even if he's ready, I think he sits out the first 4 games as a safety precaution. And it's not that he's not ready. It's just that Tua has taken control in the film room. He's taking control in the meetings. The players have got used to him. And that's nothing against Penix. It's just that they brought him in for a reason. It wasn't just to sit on the bench. Let's keep it real. Like Coach said, there's no ties to him. There's no ties to Penix. Go ahead. I'm listening.
We got somebody that's knocking at the door, man.
I think that's my brother. I think that's my brother. He bringing my celery for my wings, man. I think.
Hey, man. Hey, did you tell him to bring the grape soda and the red Kool-Aid? That's all I need to know. Did you tell him?
No, I think I told him to bring the fries and the onion ring though.
You know what? I got you. We got my man in the building. A1. All right. We sliding with it, baby. Let's go. What up, A1?
How y'all feeling?
Hey, man. Glad to see you up in the building with us, man. What's happening?
Oh, man. Another day. Happy to be here, man. How y'all feeling, man? I'm just really getting in. Still trying to gather my bearings here. And, oh, snap.
Boy. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this, and y'all can take it how you want it. I don't give a damn. You know what?
I got my do-rag ready. I'm ready for training camp, though.
I say this.
Do-rag ready.
At this point, y'all not gonna want to hear this, but Smitty, if the quarterback play don't work out this year, somebody coming over here, whether it be a CJ Stroud, maybe an unhappy Joe Burrow, and I'm gonna throw a wild card out here for you.
It ain't gonna be wild to me though. Go ahead.
Trinidad Chambliss. Understand this, people. There are quarterbacks out here right now. I know everybody believes that Penix is gonna be ready, but let's be honest. I'm listening to the people that spent 8-9 years in school that actually had to go through those courses and that actually had to do understudies in different programs or whatnot to get their degrees and get their knowledge on human anatomy. The reason I know this, I had to change my major from being a physical therapy major because I couldn't do it when I was in the service. Couldn't do clinicals. Right. So again, human anatomy is beautiful, but when the human anatomy is as twisted as a Donald Trump tax return, I'm trying to tell you, it's not good.
Right. But if anyone believes Michael Penix is going to be ready by the season, you're taking huge therapy lessons from Cheyenne Bryant. You're delusional. You've lost your mind. You have lost your mind.
Hey man, so A1, we got to bring you up in here with this one, A1. You know, look, if kids can believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, y'all can believe in that too. I'm not mad at you. Go ahead and believe, because guess what? We all need something to believe in life. But let's go ahead and get to this next one, man. We got to talk a little bit about the linebacking core. But before we get to the linebacking core, man, let's be honest. Can Jalen Walker elevate the Falcons defense possibly if JPJ is suspended? I'm going to start you on that one, Chris.
Well, to be honest with you, I think he will make an impact, but the main reason why he will make an impact is because he's not going to be alone. You know, he's going to have other guys with him. He's going to have Dorless with him. He's going to have Zach Harrison, who's ready to get after it again. Devon Diablo's going to have the green dot, something he said he's been waiting his whole life to have this opportunity. So having the oppos is really what's important, guys. You know, so you got to remember that, getting that chemistry together. The fact that these guys are playing in a defense that is familiar to them. Last year was a little sketchy. They had to learn a few things. But this year, you're having the same guys back, Nate Ollie, Jeff Olbrich, Justin Hood, you know, it's all the way around. So these guys are going to be familiar with the terminology and be able to go out there and execute. You know, I believe that's what we need. We need the execution. We need the competence, you know, out there as well. So I think year 2 for Jalen Walker, the main thing for him should be we worried about is his health. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be impactful, because if you watch last season, game after game, every time he started gaining momentum with multiple games, he kept making plays. He kept getting better. He kept making better reads. I'm expecting Jalen Walker to take a step forward, not only because we need him to, but because that's just his genetic makeup if you go all the way back to the University of Georgia. So Jalen Walker, I'm definitely believing that he's going to elevate the defense. And when JPJ comes back, it's just going to be a plug and play, and the Falcons should be able to take off. Of course, you know, that's easy to say here, but that's what I'm expecting, though.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So I think you pretty much covered that one with Jalen or whatnot. It's not much else to say, but just we got to slide to the next one. We slide, man. We bad boys up in here tonight. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit. We'll get back to that. I'm sorry. We got to talk about the front four, as well as this linebacking core, because we talked about Jalen. Here's the question I got for you with the linebacking core in the front four. You got Devon Diablo, Christian Harris. You got Channing Tindall, Jalen Walker. We're waiting on JPJ to get back. And then you look at the front four, you pick and choose. And they're pretty much going to be the anchor on this D-line. That's already been proven after the type of season he had last year. When you look at London at this point and many others that are in that fold, who do you think is going to be the other breakout on that front four to be able to make life easier for your linebacking core coming up?
Okay, well, I got one that will probably shock everybody on the panel.
Who you got?
Braylon Trice. I truly believe if this young man is truly healthy, from what I saw of him in college,
Yeah.
He has quick burst and he has violent hands. And if you allow that man to get comfortable, it's only going to allow Jalen and everybody else on that D line to become so much better. And if he can give us half of what JPJ gave us last season, we'll be right in the thick of things because, again, with our linebacker core and hopefully the resurgence of our secondary, that front four will be the catalyst for everything else to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right now you speaking foolishness because that man ain't played not a damn down in 2 years except for preseason.
Hey Ryan, you saying that, but it's funny because me and A1 just talked about that the other night on the show.
That's the thing I'm looking at. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I got to see it. That man has got listen.
I give you that.
Buddy got property. Listen, Buddy got property up at Piedmont Estates. We don't call, I'm sorry, Piedmont Palisades. That's what we call it over here. We call Piedmont Hospital Piedmont Palisades. So if you hear anybody else talking about it, you heard it on the BirdCage first. I got trademarking. I need my 50%, not 25, not 10. Give me my 50. This dude literally has property up there next to Troy Anderson that literally has the Jello bar up in there and the tapioca lounge that's out there too. So if we gonna talk about it, let's be honest, bro. 2 years.
Hey, Ryan, I'm gonna be real though. I mean, I talked about it the other night on the show.
Come on, man.
When you look at pass rush and win rate at position, him and Brandon Doyle are right there neck and neck at their position. Yep. So if he just can stay healthy and be a rotational guy, I think we can get 7 to 8 sacks out of him out of 17 games at the least.
Smitty, I argued on your show with this, bro. Me and A1, you literally can attest for this, and you know Cam gonna laugh because he know I didn't argue with folks. I told certain people on my panel, Jared Verse was the guy that we should have got. Yep. We passed on Jared Verse for Trice, and I said Jared Verse would be the one that would be the problem child. And guess what? Defensive rookie of the year when he got there has been a nasty player since he's been there. But I mean, I get why the Rams traded him. You got a chance to bring in one of the greatest pass rushers of all time, and Myles Garrett makes sense. But Jared Verse is right in that. He's working.
And real quick, Ryan, don't forget a very important detail. They have been to the playoffs multiple years, have only been a game away from the Super Bowl as well. So let me go get that extra pass rusher who knows what he's doing, and you still may end up getting Aaron Donald back, as crazy as that may sound. So I'm just saying.
But Chris, we literally had the chance to snag Verse, and could you imagine what the rotation would have been if we'd have taken Verse? I mean, it's a crapshoot in the draft anyway. No one knows what you're gonna get. But Verse was a guy that played for that undefeated Florida State team, and then they got bad, and he still played, and he was dominant from the time he stepped foot on that campus to the time he got to the NFL.
You know, let me ask you a question, hypothetical question, just to piggyback off of that. If we take Jared Verse, do we take JPJ?
Nope.
I'll be honest with you. I think we do.
Nope.
Really?
No, I think we know. I'm gonna be real with you.
Him or Jalen Walker would not be here.
Jalen Walker, because
Jalen Walker would not be here. One of them.
Jalen might not be here, but I think JPJ is here. And you know I'm a dog fan, so I was ecstatic when we drafted him. But let's be real. You had to give him another bookend because he didn't have anybody except he'd have just been him. He wouldn't have had anybody. So you would have had to bring one of those guys here with him.
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering everyone.
Yeah, but
I see how you did that. Zach Harrison was my wild card when we drafted him.
I like Zach Harrison a whole lot. Always have.
Yeah, but Zach showed that Georgia game he belonged. He had them long arms working up and down the line. He had Georgia in the days.
Ask Stetson Bennett about how that worked out for him. Even though he won that game, ask him how much he was pressured.
Hey, he had offensive lineman in the backfield, man.
And the offensive lineman he got in the backfield is literally playing in the NFL right now, starting, and was a Pro Bowler.
Facts.
So there you have it, man.
All right, so we got the front four down. That was mine. I just wanted to jump in that one with you, Chris. But we got something that everybody is going to like. 4 Falcon players are in the top 20, pretty much the top 100. I don't like the position that they're in, but I'm gonna move this out the way so you guys can see. So, Smitty, I'm gonna let you start this one. Cam, Chris, and I'll take the last one. So you got Bijan Robinson, the heavy hitter at 38. How do you feel about this positioning, and why do you think that they put him there opposed to not ranking him higher?
We know this based on record. Let's keep it real. Falcons had a losing record last year, but I don't care. He's a top 10 player in the league no matter what. That's why I don't really like these rankings, because I'm looking at Jesse Bates at 51. He should be a little bit higher. Chris Lindstrom, who was just the top offensive lineman in the league 2 years ago, and you barely got him in the top 75. Then Drake London, the top 10 receiver in the league, you got him on the bottom half of the list. But we all know how they do Atlanta players, and this is no secret. But Bijan as a whole, he should be top 10, top 15 at the least. Because if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to probably be top 20, Bijan's right there. And Bijan better numbers the last 2 years. Not touchdowns, but yards. Bijan is there. And if he had a quarterback like Jared Goff, Falcons probably could be a Super Bowl team. Keeping it real. But this mainly has to do with coaching, record, and just, numbers, team numbers. So, all these players had at least 3 of them should be in the top 50. And I'm talking about Drake, Bijan, and Lindstrom, and possibly Bates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cam, Jesse Bates, yours. Same question. I think Cam is froze.
I was about to say either that or he finna have a very major dramatic entrance.
He's frozen. Oh no, he's moving now. Let's go ahead and get
He
it.
said, I'm bike, man.
Yeah,
Well, you know what?
Oh,
Cam, are you back?
Chris, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take it.
All right. So, Chris, we're going to swap you up. We're going to let you go ahead and get Jesse Bates.
we switching up?
Yeah,
you take Bates.
Oh, okay.
Take Bates.
Well, all right. Well, Jesse Bates, man. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I see what the ranking there is. Oh, 51. Is it?
Yeah, they got him at 51.
That's crazy, man, because we're talking about a guy who is really top 3, and he's not number 3. I'm telling you, seriously. Between him and maybe Kyle Hamilton, those are the guys that I'm thinking about right there. But missing the top 50, this is definitely a top 50 player. You think about just his impact since he's been in the league. He's already played in a Super Bowl. He's been a turnover machine since he's been in Atlanta. Over 3 seasons in Atlanta, we're talking about a guy who has racked up 13 interceptions. Can you believe that in 3 seasons? So that is impact right there. Then we're talking about somebody that also has lockdown coverage for the most part. Now, is he perfect? No. We've seen Jesse blow some coverages, but at the same time, a completion percentage with this guy, if I'm not mistaken, is only 56.3 completion rating. So you don't throw that way. You get checked into the Bates Hotel very much so. Then think about it right now. He's got a young ball hawk next to him that he's grooming right now. Guys like Billy Bowman, who will be back. Everybody that's around, even guys that you look at that comes in that plays a safety position, they talk about Jesse Bates being one of those guys that they look up to. Even Xavier Watts, he said, "Hey, I game after Jesse Bates. This is a culture leader. This is a guy that overall, man, I can go on and on. I really could. But just to bring it home, Jesse Bates, I can't wait to see who all they put in front of Jesse Bates. I haven't been watching it, but for him to be only 51 and not somewhere at least in the top 25, that just lets you know that these rankings are full of crap, man. Again, this guy is positioned as the number 3, as like a top 3 safety in the league. And again, he's not number 3. So all these rankings and stuff like that, man, I really stopped watching them a while ago because they don't do you as justice. Because look at who was first. Bijan Robinson at only 38. So you're telling me there's 37 guys better than Bijan Robinson in the league?
Nope. Because think about it, Julio with the skill set at wide receiver, just like Bajan. Julio at one point was number 1 on the list. Think about that as a wide receiver. And you mean to tell me a guy that can run and catch out the backfield and home run speed too is number 38? Come on, man. And the players picked this list. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, because, and that's what I'm saying too, because it's like if the media can get you, but some of these players, they hang out. We homeboys and stuff like that. Some guys hang out with other guys more than others. You're gonna put your home, but oh yeah, man, that's my dog right there, man. But at the same time, but he a killer on the field. So man, come on, man, all that same stuff. I'm gonna tell you what was different about Julio Jones, because Julio didn't talk on the field. So regardless of whether you liked Julio or not, he made you respect him each and every time that he laced them up, that he had on the cleats, that he threw on the number 11. It didn't matter if you liked him or not. He was going to dog you regardless. So you might as well make friends, because it's going to be the same result. But everybody, again, it goes back to that popularity contest thing too, man.
Yeah. Just like Josh Allen overrated. We ain't going to talk about that though.
MVP that still can't win with a loaded team. I ain't even going to talk about that.
We ain't going to get into that. That's another story.
Hey, man, shout out to my boy. Shout out to my guy Bank on X. Unfortunately, he's a misguided Patriots fan, but he hates the Buffalo Bills. So I got to give him a shout out or whatnot. He's my fellow Bulldog fan, but he love to throw. He love to throw.
How do you do that?
Out, but you know what though? It's cool. I ain't even worried about it.
I'm trying to figure out how he do that. Be a dog fan, but he a Patriot.
Well, his thing. To be fair, the man been a fan since Drew Bledsoe was there. So again. Okay. So when he told me that, I said, okay, you've been a fan for a long time, so you didn't just jump on the bandwagon. He actually remembers when Parcells was on the sidelines. So
I ain't gonna lie, I used to love that tight end. Beacon Cross, boy.
You know where he went to school at, right?
Ben Coates. Yeah.
You know what Ben Coates went to school at, right?
Yeah.
Livingstone College, HBCU. Shout out to the HBCUs out here. They just kicked off their media day. Hey, MEAC, SWAC, doing the damn thing. Hey, y'all go ahead. If you're anywhere near any HBCU games this year, y'all support them and go check them out, man. Great football, a lot of great players. Hell, we got one on our team with Chris Blair out of Prairie View A&M. So again, and let's be real, one of our first Hall of Famers is a Tennessee State alum. So again, show some love to the smaller schools if you get a chance to, because without that, half of the league would have never got desegregation. So shout out to the HBCUs out there. But
shout out to my homegirl Keisha Kelly, Black College Experience, man. Y'all go check out on Instagram and Twitter. She doing her thing. She was at the media day, the HBCU media day. She doing her thing, man. Shout out to her.
Love it.
Thanks. Now let's get back to this.
I ain't coming for no foolishness.
We got Chris Lindstrom ranked at 74. I'm baffled about this because best guard in football, and you have him not even ranked in the top 20. That's ridiculous. That is asinine. To quote Stephen A. Smith.
Bro, he had over 1,000 snaps last year, offensive snaps, and only about 1 sack.
Exactly. That's why I say it's asinine. How the hell do you have the premier guard in the NFL ranked out of the top? Really, he ain't even in the top 50. You got him ranked down there with the ranked amateurs.
The bottom quarter. Yeah.
Right. The bottom quarter.
Y'all literally, let's be honest. They're treating this man like a soybean burger, but this man has been producing sirloin steaks, ribeyes, porterhouses, and tomahawk steaks, if we're going to be honest. You can't play this man like a soybean burger. Give him respect. He literally was one of the best one of the best offensive linemen, not just at his position, offensive linemen in the league. But yet and still, again, popularity contest. You got a guy that's been consistent since the day he was drafted.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Dogs Unfiltered, Falcons and Dogs fan. If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, check out Dogs Unfiltered, as well as the Damn Good Dog podcast with my man Keon as well. Y'all check those folks out because they definitely are doing great works for the Bulldog community. And also they're Falcons fans, with Keon's a Giants fan, but my guy Dogs Unfiltered is a dog and a Falcon. So shout out to him. But getting back to this, it's ridiculous how this is literally a popularity contest. But when you have a guy that has not just 1 year, but you're talking about multiple years of consistent bodies of work, of being able to move 300-pound linemen, to give Bijan Robinson, the great runs that you see, or giving the pass protection on his side, the left side, and being one of the best at it. So I'm sorry, he's rotated between the left side and the right side. He's done it on both sides. So again, can we please get some clarity with how we're rating these how we're rating these players? I'm with you.
Be in their feelings. I'm telling you, they be in their feelings. They gotta be.
I agree with you on that. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about it. Cam, Drake London at 82.
Yo,
You gotta took that long pause. I know what this getting ready to be.
Yeah, this
Honestly,
finna get ugly.
This getting ready to get nasty.
No. Nah. I'm
Hold up.
I'm going to follow the lines of.
Oh, Cam, look what we got up in here. We got a Yuccaneer in the building.
Cool.
Uncle Sad in the building. A stinking Bucks fan, smelling like burnt gold coins on a hot summer day. I see you over there, Sad. Hey man, shout out to my guy Said. He definitely shares the podcast, even though he's a rival. Get well soon. My guy had a little bit of a motorcycle accident. He's getting his health back. Definitely can't wait for him to get back so we can go ahead and talk trash and sit there and have a couple of wings at the game. But go ahead and get to Drake London. I had to stop and talk to a puddle pirate right there. Uncle Said.
Oh boy.
Puddle pirate.
Anyway,
Come on, Cam, what you got about Drake?
I'm gonna keep this short and brief. I'm following the thought process of about the ranking, and I say this in respect to Drake London because of this. The young man has played with some pretty terrible quarterbacks, and he has produced consistently. And he's constantly disrespected. Now, are there some flaws to his game? Yes. Does he run being required to show up in big moments? He shows up in big moments when we need him the most. And last year, he pretty much carried that receiver core all on his back. But again, he plays in Atlanta, where Atlanta gets hated on by everybody, every city, every town, every player. So again, it doesn't, you like you said, they're going to pick their friends and they're going to pick who they're closest with. So top 10 receiver in this league. But again, it's a clown show. This list is a clown show. It's been a clown show for the last couple of years. I want to say like last year, and then the year before that, they put him at like 24. I stopped watching it all.
Understood. Well, in that case, we're just gonna go ahead and move on to one of the next topics, because at this point, with the top 100,
Because Christmas is canceled.
go ahead and cancel it because it's awful. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this right here.
Before you move on, let me just say this.
What's up?
Kyle Pitts bounced back last year. Had a damn good year. He at least should have been in the 90s. He was the highest rated tight end in the NFL as far as yards and receptions. But he don't make the list.
Who knows?
I'm just
That's the crazy part. Who knows? But you got to talk about a little bit more of a somber situation or whatnot. It's a little tough, but we're going to get through this one. We're talking about players that are not even making it to older age now and passing away so young. as well as having a ton of issues. Football is a gladiator sport. We all know this.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to pull this down so everybody can get this. At the end of the day, you got to think a lot outside of this game. And most of us as fans, we don't think about that. That right there is a heavy burden for a lot of these young men to carry because most of them are trying to get financial stability for the future. And when you look at how life is set up, a lot of these guys don't understand the thing, that transition. Shout out to Chris Johnson. He's getting put into the Tennessee Titans Ring of Honor. I think it's long overdue. He should have already been in there, but they're capitalizing off the situation. And I'm gonna go around the round robin with you guys. But the oldest player right now that's living is Rosie Greer, 94 years old. Yep. And if you know who Rosie Greer is, he was one of the faces of the Fearsome Foursome with Deacon Jones, Lamar, and then he also was an actor at one point of his now ministry. So, and he's Pam Greer's cousin, by the way, too.
Yeah.
If y'all know who Miss Hanks. Fox. But talk about it. Why do you guys think guys not some generation have had longer lives than these younger cats that are coming now?
They took care of their bodies a lot better, in my opinion.
Facts.
If you look at the landscape of how the world is right now, a lot of players are more consumed with image and branding, and they put themselves in a lot of positions to where they're dealing with people outside of the scope of football. So now you're dealing with people who are in gangs and who drink a lot and all these other things. So when you're constantly drinking and going out and doing, extracurricular activities, you're putting yourself in a prime spotlight to get yourself caught. And that's a huge thing that I'm even seeing on a high school level with some of my kids. They want to be the known guy and they want to be tough and all this other stuff. And I feel like a lot of it starts at home because a lot of these guys just need a hug, and it's like they're searching for something that they never received. And once they find it, they don't know how to get away from it, or they don't understand that's not the love that they need in their life. So it's a myriad of things that these guys go through. But for the most part, it's really all about money because, again, every player right now is chasing money and they're chasing the bag for their family. And while they're doing it, they're putting themselves in grave danger.
I agree.
Okay. And we'll bring this when you look at Chris Johnson and his situation, and then remember we had Steve Gibson and whatnot, our rival from the New Orleans Saints, been battling with ALS, and he outlived and they actually gave him. He's still around. You're looking at the kid more that we last year that committed some piece, and so many other folks that have been committing suicide, and all these things have happened. What do you articulate to on the medical side if you're gonna have this comment? Because we already heard the role model side that they need, but what do you think about medical side, about their bodies and things that they put in?
Oh, it was breaking up. This me or Smitty?
I think that was no, this is you, A1.
Okay, but on the medical side of it, oh well, shoot, I can already tell you, it's way more exposure to a different type of drugs and everything nowadays than it was back in the days. Let's just think about it. I mean, shoot, yeah, you had pretty much there were two things that were cut and dry. You say you're gonna have your hard stuff, your soft stuff. You know exactly what it had. I ain't gotta say no names. And then you may have a little treacle, but outside of that, you look at nowadays, man, you got all type of pills. You got this Adderall stuff. You got then what's the stuff that everybody keep on like seeing like fentanyl. You got all these different things out here now. And then at the same time, let's think about it too. And it goes kind of back to what Graybeard was saying about different people. It used to be circles that you actually could have at least some kind of trust or at least some type of honor amongst these. It's none of that now. It's like
Right.
every man for themselves, and the pharmaceutical department is one of the biggest caps out there anyway. So the fact that in the beginning, think about this, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it was more so of like testing phases, even in the 2000s. Now look into 20 teens and now, and what is going towards, you have so much that people are putting into different things that people are putting into their bodies. And then even after football, think about all the painkillers and all that stuff like that. We've seen that in every sport, not just football. We've seen that in wrestling, MMA, all that stuff like that. People actually killing themselves because of CTE. People actually killing themselves because of the pain and they can't take it no more. And then at the same time, their body can't take the medication. Then let's talk about when you wean somebody off the medication and the painkillers, that actually deteriorates their bodies as well, because they've been hooked on it. Their body craves it and needs it, because your body will adapt to anything. You said the human anatomy is a beautiful thing. It is, because you can really adapt to anything. Your body will adapt to it. If you put it in your body will adapt to it. But if you snatch it away, you can almost like send a whole shock to your system that takes you out of here. It is so many little things that comes with the medical side of things on how you can get taken out of here. That's why you always got to thank your lucky stars that, so you really can, so make it through each day, because there are so many different things. And then you think about even down to the food. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot that we deal with in 2026 compared to 1996. You feel me?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go right where y'all.
I'm gonna let you jump in on this. I'm gonna let you jump in on this one, because he said food, and
hey,
and
that,
you know
that where I'm gonna go.
Food might be the problem.
But the crazy thing is, man, me and my wife talk about this on a daily. People are just not built like they usually built, back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, point blank, period. When you talk about evolution and trying to find shortcuts and being a microwave only society, that's all you need to know. You talk about money pretty much, just think about it. When players were playing back in the 60s and 70s, they wasn't making no stupid money. They were making just enough to get by. Now you got players making $100-200 million, and they really don't know what to do with it. Let's keep it real.
That's true.
When you was born in the 40s and 50s, your body was just different. They had to kill their food and hunt their food, and I still see people doing it today, and they still living longer. Why? They don't have all those pesticides. They don't have all that, that added ingredient to make the preserves and stuff to make the meat and stuff last longer. They didn't have all that. Bro. You killed it, cut it, cook it right there, eat it. We go on about our business. You did that, when you had to have a meal. So evolution in the world is part of the reason why these things are happening. When evolution happened, they try to take shortcuts. Guess what? Shortcuts kill you faster than anything. That's just like somebody putting you on the medicine, but you say, hey, this one don't cost as much. I don't have to take this one as long, but it's not as effective. But it's making me feel better, and I think I should do this when this medicine is prescribed for me. So, I mean, look, people just not built the same. Physically, mentally, and however else you want to take it. It's just that simple. And think about it. And think about how much faster the game has gotten from 1980 up until now. Just think about that. Because when we talk about the best receiver in the game, he didn't run no 4.2, 4.1. He ran a 4.5. And he was only 180 pounds soaking wet. Think about that.
Jerry ran a 4.7, guys. That was what they timed him with. Jerry Rice ran a.
But you making my point even better, though, because think about when they draft players in today's game. What is the first thing that you hear people talk about? A 40-yard dash. They don't talk about what they got up here. They talk about how fast they can run. Come on now.
Think about how we just talked about right here. The social side, the medical side, and also with the food, man. It's a triangle side, right? It's a triangle thing right here, and it's really more things that go to it. I'm pretty sure Ryan about to add to it, but just all those different things weren't as problematic back in the day as they are today. Think social media alone.
Like you just said it when you come to the pool. And look at the
So-
food though, because the FDA just went out and approved lab grown meat, and now they're serving it now in fast food restaurants.
See what I mean?
So when you're eating food that's not even real, you don't know what the body doesn't know how to break that stuff down and how to deal with it. So you have food that's living in the human body longer than it needs to. So now you're carrying parasites and sicknesses that the body cannot remove through its natural channels. So
right.
again, like it's so many things that's keeping that weighs down the human body, but also eats away at the human body because it has to find a way to get out.
Because it's taking something with it. Every time you get rid of it, it's taking something with it.
And here's something to add to it or not. Y'all know I love to bring a little something out here. You know I always keep something going. There was a former safety that played back in the day by the name of Mike Harden, one of the nasty safeties to ever play this game. And when you talk about it, he was a man. And you think about it, he had a reputation. I'm just gonna show a quick clip of look like when he actually got out of a Hall of Famer by the name of Mr. Steve Largent. But he hit everybody like that, by the way. And you need this, and I'm gonna show you a video of what he looks like now. Going like to what he looks like now. And it falls into this right here. So it's just one of these things that is tough to see, but as a fan, we don't ever look at the other side unless you played this game and you already know what happens. So fair use. This is Mike Harden hitting.
Craig didn't look off the safety.
Craig on a play fake to Warner, back to pass, drills one up the right side.
It hit me right in the hands, and Mike Harden hit me right in the face with his forearm. And I was out before I hit the ground.
Largent is down after taking that hard shot to the head by Harden.
So that's Mike. Literally, he hit everybody like that. So now I'm getting ready to show you a video of what he looks like now. So this is how bad this game is. Mike Harden played with my godfather, Clarence K. Shout out to Clarence K., former Bulldog legend, the man who started tight end U before Brock Bowers, by the way. And he did his thing up in Denver before Shannon Sharp took over. So fair use. This is what Mike Harden looks like now, ladies and gentlemen. This is after his playing days.
Into a room, and I can't remember, why I went in the room, or I've gotten to the place where I can't remember numbers at times.
But those undiagnosed concussions aren't the worst of it. Today, Mike Harden can barely walk. He relies on crutches to get around. It's all a result, he says, of the brutal collisions on the field that led to.
So, fair use. Just wanted to make sure you guys got to see that. But that's just a quick snippet of what he looked like during his prime, and then also what he's looking like now. He struggles with being able to get medication, and this man has made millions of dollars from his playing days, folks. He struggles to get medication now. So part of it, I just wanted to show you that, but this is my part of it, and we're going to wrap this up. You should start doing it at this point for young players that are out here, or if you have parents that have kids that are playing this game, and if they possibly get to that point, this is what you start doing. Insurance companies don't insure pro ball players like after they retire because they're considered a high risk possibility of them having to kick out more money. While they are playing football, whether it's high school, college, or whatnot, you need to have these guys to buy insurance policies. This is what you need to start doing. Have kids with insurance policy. What happens if they get to the NFL? Have them buy an insurance policy. Yes, the league insurance is good, but it ends after a certain time. Have them with their own insurance. Take a portion of that, put it aside for them. And if they make it to the league, or if they make it to college where they're making all this money, have at least a couple of however much you get. I'll say probably 600,000. Put 200,000 to 300,000 away just for medical bills. That's what that needs to be. Yeah, it'll get eaten up, but it'll lessen the load on someone medically. Because if you know how much medicine costs in this country now, it's ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. So at this point, these guys got to start taking care of themselves because you're seeing these guys die off left and right.
Fact.
Mike Harden's not even 70 years old yet.
Nope.
Mike is in his early 60s.
He about 64. Yeah, 63,
63, 64. Mike ain't even 70 yet. So when you look at this violent game on how it's played, you've got to start teaching people to take care of their bodies, and not just physically, but also financially being able to take care of their bodies too. Because, hey, you got some people that'll take your money and run with it, and they're not going to help take care of you when you're in that spot.
Well, you just really answered your own question, right? That's the problem. You don't have enough. Let's just keep it real, 100%. Grandmamas are a thing of the past. Now, I'm lucky to still have mine at 86 years old, but when we get older, those type people won't even exist no more. Why? Because you got grandma now at 32, 33 years old. What can they teach you? What? Then you're young yourself and you have no financial literacy, to be honest. Even though they teach symposiums in the NFL, how many of these players really take that to heart? As soon as they see that Rolls Royce pulled up, I want that. They're not thinking about 5 years after I'm out of the league, I'm broke because I bought that Rolls Royce when I should have been investing in something to make my money make money. So a lot of it is financial literacy at the end of the day. Like you said, when you find a way to your money to make money, you take out insurance. Well, let's just keep it real, insurance, because I'm on insurance and it's hard for me to get life insurance because I'm high risk. But that's why I know this. So the best thing for players to do, like you said, save money whenever you can. Let them cars wait. And the thing about it, you can buy a used car half the price. And you're not going to drive it every day. Let's keep it real. Why are you spending $300,000 on a car when you can get one for about $100,000 that do the exact same thing with low miles on it? Come on now. Some things just common sense. But it's all about flash. It's all about glitter.
It's social
Here's the problem.
Social stats
nowadays.
Oh, go ahead, Ron.
You can't tell these jitterbugs out here. And
I know it. I know it. Oh, trust me, I know.
My age. I'll be 40 in January, and I'm okay with it. But a lot of these,
I got a 24-year-old. I know.
You can't really talk to them like that now because they don't.
Well, they know everything.
Listen, it's what it is. And you look at how a lot of these athletes are now. They don't listen. But this is my thing. When you see a guy, Mike Harden was a hell of a player, even from Michigan back in the day. And when you just saw one of the hits, Mike could intercept passes. Mike was, put it this way, Mike Harden was what Billy Bowman was, but he was bigger, literally bigger than Billy Bowman. And Mike had people afraid of him. Just think about that. Mike Harden, Dennis Smith, and then you had Steve Atwater in that secondary back in the day.
Oh, you had there was another guy. There was another guy
doing this.
Yeah,
you're looking around because you don't know where it's coming from, but you know it's coming. But you look at Steve Atwater, he took care of himself. You look at, and it's some guys that walked out of it unscathed and God had their hands on them. But for the most part, you look at a lot of these guys that this medication that they take, these painkillers that they take, it literally has, as Chris said, your body adapts to what you're on. And once you're off of that, if anybody's ever seen how a junkie reacts after it gets off of drugs, that is a scary thing. And a lot of those players, let's be real, some players that choke down painkillers and alcohol, they're doing the same thing junkies do. The difference is it's just legal where they get their stuff from.
Yep.
And they're pretty much junkies, functioning junkies. That's the best way to describe it.
And that's why I said money can destroy your life, because you can buy all that stuff with no problem. If you're going to get it from the pharmacist or you're going to get it from the street pharmacist, one or the other.
Because what's the for most young men, for most of the men that play football, right? Most of those men are not coming from well-off families. And the one thing that the community, and the one thing the community says is that when you get paid, you need to take care of X, Y, and
everybody.
You got to take care of everybody. And guess what?
Not self.
If me and Chris are playing the same position, and Chris is the starter, Chris is going to do everything he can not to lose his spot, because guess what? everybody gonna be breathing down his neck when them checks start to come up a little short. So I'm gonna do everything I can to stay on the football field in that position. And while I'm doing that, I'm killing myself in the process to feed everybody else around me. But ain't nobody trying to take care of me while I'm doing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say this, man. We definitely appreciate y'all coming through tonight from Smitty Sports Machine, A1 and his crew, and the BirdCage loyalists. We definitely appreciate you guys coming through. Hey, Smitty, A1, we definitely thank y'all for stepping in tonight, man. Like I said, we got the wings and stuff in here we had for y'all tonight, and just had to make sure y'all was covered. We appreciate y'all stopping through. Coach Cam, as usual. But before we let them go, Smitty, A1, you're going to tell the folks where they can find you at. Smitty, you go first, my guy, and then A1.
Yeah, thank my subscribers for coming through, chilling with us tonight, man. Please go over to the BirdCage LLC. Please hit that subscribe button, that like button. Please hype up this video, man, to help it get to the YouTube algorithm. And also, man, look, don't be a stranger, man. Please come check out the BirdCage every Thursday at 8 o'clock because Ryan's on here. He's worked just as hard as I do, just like me and A1. Shout out to Coach Cam. I think this is my first or second time chilling with Coach Cam, but Coach Cam know me, man. He know I speak my mind, so I mean that's gonna always be me. But yeah, find me on Smitty Sports Machine, man, where y'all always do. Find me on Twitter at FatBoySlam_21 on Twitter because I'm always over there blowing that thing up like I always do. And again, man, thank y'all for the super chats. Truly appreciate it, man. And A1, take it.
Hey, man,
cash in on them damn super chats. A1, what you got?
I'll tell you, A1 Forever Sports, man, the platform on YouTube. Come over, like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the A1 family. Also, catch me on the Falcons Digest as well, getting close to training camp, you know. So, hey, get ready to ramp up over there. Also, you know, it's a Hawks Digest, doing our thing over there too, constantly growing. So you can catch me on all those channels. And also Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. It is 9:27, nearly 9:30. Make sure you find your peace before 9:30 because positive energy always creates elevation. That's how you find your peace. Be generational because it's always time to be, and appreciate the BirdCage for sending out the invite, man, and having the wings and all the wings and things ready. And the Kool-Aid was good as well. So let's go ahead and finish this thing on out. We appreciate you.
Hey, man, we definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. This is another
certified hood classic.
And we
make it look easy.
So we appreciate y'all for stepping through. You know how we get down, man. You either get right or you get left, man. We'll catch you on the next episode. Ghosts.